Hey, Cancers. So I recognize that like my videos got a bendy light here, but in some ways I'm kind of comfortable with that, especially being that I am a Pisces and I definitely enjoy the darkness. But anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about what's going on for you during the Gemini season. Your theme right now has a lot to do with dream work. It has a lot to do with rest. It has a lot to do with the spirit world. And it has a lot to do with going down that yellow brick road, following the yellow brick road. And along that yellow brick road, where you're off to see that wonderful Wizard of Oz, you'll meet many allies along the way, especially within the spirit world. Many allies will come to you along the way. In the Wizard of Oz, we talk about the Tin Man. We talked about the Cowardly Lion. We talked about the Scarecrow, who needed a brain, the Tin Man who needed a heart. And I really want you to really kind of hold on to this idea of Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. Matter of fact, if you have the movie, or if you can get in touch with the movie, it might be a good movie for you to watch at this time. Because really the theme of the season for you has a lot to do with a sort of death and a rebirth that is going on for you. Because Dorothy, she falls into a concussion and she goes into the dream world where she finds herself in Oz. And in Oz, she finds herself trying to come back home to self. And all along the way, she's meeting new people, and she is in this dream world, and she is seeing new things and coming into life, but she's also missing home. And in some respects, that's the whole point. While you're in the dream world, what a big part of what you are doing in the dream world right now, Cancer, is that you are healing. You're healing because Dorothy wanted to be someplace else. You see, she wished that she was not where she was. She wanted to be somewhere over the rainbow, where dreams come true. And then she found herself somewhere over the rainbow. And she found things beyond her wildest imaginings. And that entire experience led her back home. It led her home. They say that we don't know what we have until it is gone. Now, don't get me wrong, Cancer. This is not about going back. This is about moving forward. Because what happens in the dream space is that our bodies, our spirits, our feelings, our emotions, our hearts are healed in those moments. Because what you have to capture in The Wizard of Oz is that all along the way, she is being purified of all the things that made her hate home, that made her detest, dislike, that made her want to leave. There's certain energies of her past that made her not want to be there anymore. And all along the way, she is being cleared and purified of these energies. So all of the burdens of the past are being let go of at this time during this month, Cancer. All of the burdens of the past that weighed you down, that is what's truly being let go of at this time. It doesn't necessarily mean that home is going to be physically different, although it may be. But it is certainly going to look different and feel different, and it's going to be different from the space of your eyes and your heart, because you're going to be cleared and cleansed of all of that negative, heavy energy that brought you down. Divine purpose right now is leading you down that yellow brick road on an adventure into the dream space where you can forget all of your woes, where you can forget all of your sorrows, where you can forget anything and everything that ails you, so that you can be reborn into the world with new eyes. That's the whole point. A fresh new perspective. And on this journey, things that were repressed, things that were hidden beneath, deep in the unconscious of the self, these things are going to be coming into the light, and they are going to be transmuted, and they are going to be restored back into your heart. This is a wonderful time for you. Now, I want to say that at this time, there is going to be an aspect happening between you, the Sun, and Jupiter. And I want to say, I have to tell you, Cancer, that Venus right now is going to be in your 11th house. And she's quincunxing with Jupiter, who is in opposition to the Sun. The North Node right now, who is going to be in your first house, spiritual destiny, is going to be in quincunx with Jupiter, who is in your 6th house. Jupiter, who is an opposition to the Sun in your 12th house. Overall, the year overall is that you're going to be working, you're going to be expanding, and There's certain rituals and routines that need to be created, that are being created for you. But right now, what we're doing is we're taking a rest. And part of the lesson is that and part of the experience and the wisdom that you're going to gain from this is the ability to be able to understand, see, sense, feel, okay, what it is like to be disconnected from the physical world. Because Jupiter connects you to the physical world at this time. Jupiter connects you to physical routines. Jupiter is in retrograde, connecting you, taking you back to what it is like to be connected to the earth. But remember that with the Jupiter aspect here, this is all happening over the year. So this is not all happening at once. But there is going to be some opposition going on for you right now, which means that there may be people in your life or a person in your life who may be opposed to you allowing yourself to have this rest period. But what I want you to understand about all this is that this is a divinely ordered process. It's all divinely ordered. With you having Venus in your 11th house, we're talking about new, innovative, revolutionary ideas pertaining to love and beauty and physical pleasure. With you having, the North Node in your first house, we're talking about the self, independence, identity, being born into the world. Okay? And the North Node and Venus are going to be sextiled with one another and are going to be dropping down into Jupiter. So if you can imagine, I always like to imagine Yod as an upside down triangle. And I like to imagine that this upside down triangle, do this exercise with me, Cancer. The 2 points at the top of this upside down triangle. 1 point represents Venus, and the other point represents the North Node, the dragon's head, while the other represents Jupiter. The middle point at the bottom represents Jupiter. Because in other words, Venus's energy and the North Node's energy are going to be traveling down into Jupiter at this time. But how that all happens is beyond understanding. Okay? Beyond understanding. And it is definitely creating some struggle here and some conflict here. Things are not going to be as easy. Things are definitely going to be difficult for you. And you are definitely going to be dealing with some oppositions from other people in your life right now, perhaps from coworkers even. You're definitely going to be dealing with some conflict as it pertains to your area of travel, learning things from the world, taking actions, because Neptune's energy is going to be in the 9th house, and that's going to be squaring up eventually, not very soon, but eventually in the 3rd trimester, towards the end here with the sun. So there's definitely going to be some moments of conflict here. But one of the strongest aspects for me here is the Lilith. Lilith, the black moon, she is coming into aspect with the sun, and the sun who's going to be in your 12th house. She's making a trine aspect to the sun, and she is going to be in your 8th house. Let me make sure that I've got all this correct here. Yeah. She'll be in your 8th house. And when she comes into your 8th house, there will be a trine that's happening. Lilith is very powerful in the 8th house. Lilith is extremely powerful in the 8th house because the 8th house is about dying to what was. It's about purifying. It's about coming home to self. The 8th house has a lot to do with coming home to self. In the 8th house and the 12th house, they share a lot in common. So it's going to be very natural for you that no matter how much the outside world seems to reject what you are doing, and there may be times where you begin to reject what you are doing and where your divine purpose is, know that right now, what you are doing is stepping back into your power for this time. Ultimately speaking, what you are doing is stepping back into your power. And what this is going to do for you is that it's going to bring fullness of life to your intention. It's going to bring dreams do come true for you. And it's going to bring ecstasy and a sense of ecstatic awakening to who you are. And how that ecstatic awakening connects, and it's going to be felt and seen and sensed in life all around you. You're coming back home at this time, Cancer, and that's the most important aspect of this whole process. You're coming back home. Please forgive the happening in the background there. Hey, that could be sort of the sense of the conflict. That think of this as a moment of times where you're going to be in this very trance state, Cancer, but then when you're going to be getting this out of nowhere, it's going to be like, what? Because that's going to happen for you. So prepare for that. Prepare that there's moments of, like, what is going on here? That's going to happen for you. Okay. Abrupt and like people are going to be wanting to fight your Zen. There's moments where you're going to be wanting to fight that Zen too, but understand, see, sense, and feel, Cancer, that right now you are in the perfect place at the perfect time. And anything that comes into your life right now to do so, it's all coming in to heal something. Because that's the ultimate goal right now, is for you to heal. So any opposition, any conflict that happens in your life right now, know that it is coming in your life right now for you to heal it during this season. It's all going to happen for your healing. Just keep an open mind. It's not all going to seem happy. It's not all going to be sugar and rainbows. But as long as you acknowledge, you may be more quicker to, you have to be in a path of least resistance right now. Be on the path of least resistance. Allow yourself to embrace it and accept this is happening right now. And yes, it is painful. Allow yourself to see, sense, and embrace, yes, this is happening right now. And yes, it is painful. And focus your mind on, how can I bring this to a space of love? And one of the first things that you may have to do in those moments is allow yourself to feel. sorrow. Allow yourself to feel the sadness. Allow yourself to feel the anger. What is this anger about? How have I betrayed myself in this process? Because anytime someone can make us hot and bothered during our Zen moments, there's something inside of us that we've unconsciously betrayed about ourselves that we need to be restored to and restored with. So all this month, no matter what happens, no matter what, abrupt, shocking comes into your moments, no matter what, focus on the healing. Focus on how is this reflecting a betrayal of self. I don't care what it is. Everything this month for you is reflecting a betrayal of self. And if you can focus your energies in that direction, instead of focusing it on how this person is treating me, but to welcome it, to embrace it, to say, okay, this is happening, and I do feel hurt, or I do feel anger. Why do I feel anger? Maybe I feel anger because that's an automatic reaction to protect the vulnerable hurt or sorrow that I'm truly feeling deep down inside of myself. That has become an automatic reaction to it at this time. And that maybe, just maybe, this is an opportunity for me to heal where I'm hurting and how this hurt has transmuted into anger towards other people. And if you find yourself in a place of sorrow, in a place of hurt, but not in a place of, lashing out towards, but in a place of feeling the hurt. Where have I neglected myself, my dreams? How have I allowed for somebody else to contaminate, to corrupt my dreams? Where have my dreams been corrupted because I believed in what I was told? Because the 12th house deals with those dreams that they feel impossible. They feel like they cannot be achieved. Where have I told myself this would never happen? It would never happen. Where have my dreams become obscured because of certain thought forms and belief systems? And how can I heal that now? Everything going on in the physical world right now, understand you are a walking dream. Picture it as if being a lucid dream. If these things were happening in your dreams, they would have dream interpretation. So understand, use that analogy this season for yourself. See, sense, and feel and imagine that everything that is going on in your waking world is going on in the dream space. Lucid dreaming, dreaming awake. And so every single thing going on in your life right now, Cancer, it all got a dream meaning to it. It's all got a deeper meaning to it. You may even look up dream symbols. This is what happened in my dream. Even if you are awake when it happened, See, sense, and feel your awaking world as if it is part of the dream. This entire month, everything that you experience is part of the dream. So what is a dream interpretation for somebody that hurts me in this way? Because now, how do I see that as hurting myself in this way? What is it trying to tell me on a deeper scale, on a deeper note? And don't tell nobody that that's what you're doing. The 12th house is not about sharing. It is about coming back to self. But it's also about understanding that everything is the dream. If you can understand that everything is the dream, and if you can tap into, and if you can find a way to not just blur the lines between the dream world and the physical world, but to combine and see the spirit world and the physical world all as one thing, you're in a place of lucid dreaming. You'll be dreaming awake, you'll be dreaming asleep. And everything is going to have the same. It's all going to be pointing you towards the same thing. I'm telling you at this time, if you can connect to that energy, Cancer, woo, it's going to teach you something even deeper. And when you become reborn in the season of Cancer, your birth season, you will step into a world like none other. Refreshed, renewed, for the world to see. I look forward to that moment.